Was this world created by a loving creator? This question is more important than a lot of people realize. Are we really in a friendly universe? Or is that just what people want to believe? Or that's what those who truly have power want us to believe? Are we free? Are we really free? Are we safe? Are we really safe? How do you feel when you're working alone at night? Why do you lock your door before you sleep? Can you really trust anyone in this place? Don't you find yourself having to do a lot just to feel safe? Are we really in a friendly universe? Was this place created by a loving being? If you imagined an ideal world, if you try to imagine a world that was created by a loving being, is this the kind of world that you'll imagine? This is a very important question. Do you genuinely think that if they ask you to imagine an ideal world, this is what you'll imagine? Like, a world where everything has to eat other things to survive, huh? Is this the kind of world that you'd imagine? A kind of world where there's poverty. It's weird that we still accept poverty as a collective. Like, that's normal in this realm. A person can be born in poverty for real and suffer because of that, and you find that it was not their fault at all. The fact that we accept that as a society, like, yeah, that's normal, that's good, that's basically what we're saying if we're not even doing anything to change that. Would you have imagined a world where some people are extremely poor and some people were extremely rich? Like, yeah, this is the ideal world. Some people are very weak, some people are very strong. Some people are very talented, some people have no talent. Some people are slaves, some people are masters. Like, is this the kind of world that you would imagine if you were given a chance to imagine an ideal world? Is this what you will come up with? What kind of mind will come up with this kind of realm, in your opinion? We have watched many movies where someone will kidnap people and put them in a place where they have to fight for their survival. We never look at that person as a good person. We never do. It's a villain that does that. Kidnap people, make them compete for survival. The last man standing wins. Of course, we're going to look at the person who put... if you watch TV series like Squid Game, you don't look at the person who created the game as a good person. Instead of helping people who are poor, people who are desperate, the guy takes advantage of everyone. Oh, you're poor, you're desperate. All right, look, there's this game that you can play. You'll be able to pay your debts and all that. You know what I mean? We can't say that there's a good person. We can't say that it's a loving person, Step outside the box for a minute. Because I think human beings don't do that. You you are trying to judge life by looking around you. Like, try to zoom out. Don't even, like, try to pretend as if you're not even human. And imagine this kind of world and tell me how it really makes you feel. Do you understand that there are a lot of people who are suffering, who are desperate, who have been here for many years, who don't know what to do for real? Like, they are very desperate. They don't know what to do to make their lives better. They've been suffering. They don't know what to do. Some of them even think of ending their own lives. We're talking about people who didn't even consent to being born. Yeah. Like, they're just tired. Like, what do I do? What do I do? It's not like things change. They tried. They tried everything. They don't know what to do anymore. They've always been getting negative results. They want things to be better in their lives, but they don't know. They don't know how to make things better in their own lives. Was this world created by a loving being? Or it was created by a selfish being? Just because this world is not as worse as it could have been, doesn't mean that the creator is not selfish. There are a lot of people who are horrible and who have done horrible things in this world. They could have done these horrible things in the most horrible way possible, but they haven't. It doesn't mean they're not horrible. It doesn't mean that they are good, right? There are people who have kidnapped people and unalived them. Right? There are people who have kidnapped people and killed them. But they didn't kill them in the most horrible way. They weren't like, you know what, let me make sure that this person suffer as much as possible before they die. Doesn't mean that they're not horrible. It might mean that they don't really care if the person suffers like crazy. Maybe they just want to kill that person and that's it. So you might find that the creator doesn't really care about people suffering like crazy, animals suffering like crazy. The creator just wants people to suffer and be desperate and have hope, and fail, have dreams, sometimes, succeed, and other people look at them and they be jealous. Maybe that's what the creator wants. Why do we even feel jealous? Ask yourself that question. Something that I didn't like when I was still going to church was how humans were being blamed for being what they were created to be. For example, a pastor will stand in front of his congregation and talk bad about people who are jealous, as if they want to be jealous, as if they're not victims. It's not like jealousy is a choice. I want you to understand it. Like, you don't choose to be jealous. It's not like that's a comfortable feeling. There are a lot of people who are jealous who don't even do anything. You're like, okay, I'm jealous, and I see that because I'm jealous, I could end up doing something bad, so let me not do anything. Does it mean that I'm evil? No, it's how I am as a human. If I can get rid of that feeling by just choosing to get rid of it, like out of nowhere, then good, it will be beautiful. Do you think people want to feel hatred? Do you think people want to feel sad? Do you think people want to feel depressed? They want to feel angry? We don't get to choose how we feel. But why do we feel the way that we feel? Why do we feel all these negative emotions, even if we don't want to feel these negative emotions? Why are some people evil? Like, they just want to cause harm. Why did we have psychopaths in our society? Why do we have psychopaths in our society? When this kind of brain of a psycho, they've discovered something interesting, that their brains are different from our brains. They have no sympathy. Doesn't this feel like a setup? Doesn't this feel like a setup? You see, the way that animal lives, it's a setup. A lion has to eat a rabbit to survive. That's a setup. So the psychopath, we're supposed to live in fear. Don't you see that all of this is all by design? People sometimes comment in my videos and say, no. God gave us free will, and that is why we are the way that we are, blah, 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 blah. If you give people free... No, we don't even have free will. You understand what real free will be like? It'd be like me choosing to... Okay, let's say I'm jealous right now and be like, okay, I'm not jealous anymore. Let me remove jealousy. That's free will. If I don't choose to feel jealous and I find myself feeling jealous, that's not free will. I must be able to choose what I get to like. This reminds me of the TV series Westworld. So there were these guys who were creating robots. These robots ended up becoming sentient. So when they create these robots, they will choose the level of sympathy that the robot will have, the IQ that the robot will have, their talent, all of that. Like, they'll just choose, okay, we want this robot to not have a lot of talent, so 10% talent. We want this robot to have empathy, so we're talking 90%. We want this robot to not have empathy at all. You know what I mean? So some of the robots, after they realized what was going on and they were able to break out of that world where they were trapped, they were able to even update their programming and be exactly how they wanted to be. That's what free will would look like. Be like, okay, I don't want to have empathy. I don't have empathy. So we're talking 10% empathy here. I don't want to love a lot. So we're talking 10% love. I want to be extremely intelligent. So we're talking 90% intelligence. I want to be fast. So we're talking 70%. You know what I mean? That will be free will. A lot of people just have to work with what they have. You just have to deal with being you. But Christians will blame you for being you, as if you are not the real victim. You're a psycho, so you are a real victim. I'm not saying that we mustn't try to do good, but a lot of people are miserable because they wish they could do some things that they're not doing. And you find that the things that are bad. So you see that we are all victims. Yes, try your best to not do things that are harmful. And the reason why is so that you will not be feeding this matrix, right? If you were created to desire doing some things that are evil, you'd be like, you know what, I'm not gonna do these things. I can see that I'm supposed to like doing these things, but no, I'm not doing these things. That's beautiful. That's you saying no. But we can't blame the creation. You know what I'm saying? You blame the creator. I can't draw something, and if I don't like it, I blame, you know what I'm saying? I blame it on the drawing itself. Oh, why are the eyes like this? No, I blame myself. It means maybe I can't draw. Like, who should I be mad at if I create something that is imperfect? We can keep on saying, oh no, God gave us free will. No, He didn't. There's no free will. I've made many videos talking about free will, showing you that they could never, as a sentient being, you can never actually have free will. Everything is as a result of causality. I feel the way that I feel right now because of things that have happened that made me feel this way. We're talking cause and effect here. It's causality. I made the decision to talk about what I'm talking about today. That's causality. It wasn't really free will. It's causality. It means there's been a lot of chemical reactions in my brain that made me want to actually talk about this topic. And also the first video that I published talking about this topic, the algorithm loved the topic, and a lot of people watched the video and they commented on the video. So, that also did make me want to actually continue talking about this topic. But there is no free will. You can choose to do wrong, you can choose to do right. It seems like you can. It seems like if someone is doing the right things all the time, no, this person is just good, this person is just good. No. If life wanted you to be bad, you will be. I have to repeat that. If life wanted you to be bad, you will be. If life never truly tested you, you shouldn't even be blaming anyone. I remember I gave you this example. So this guy killed his wife because I think she cheated on him. So he made a video after he did that. It was like, yo, man. You know, sometimes I'll watch the news and, you know, they'll be talking about a case where someone killed their wife or someone killed their husband. And I'll look at these people and be like, what's wrong with these people? You know, like, damn, like, what's wrong with the world? I ended up doing what they did. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ended up doing what they did. Things that he never thought he would do, ever. And you're like, how? If the right things happen, you will change and become what you don't ever think you will ever become. Like people who look at people who maybe have committed suicide and they look at them and be like, oh, this person is weak, this person is this. It's like, no, if you were in deep enough pain, you'd do it. If you were in deep enough pain, if the right things happen, you do it. So just pray that you're never in that kind of a situation. Just pray that you have the right people in your life who are going to show you love and support when you're going through something. Just pray. Just pray that you don't feel completely alone, like no one is ever going to be there for you. Like there is no hope for real. Nothing is going to change. Just pray that you always have coping resources. Human beings, if we don't realize this about ourselves, we are never going to change. Human beings worship power. You see, the one who's powerful is the one who's going to be treated right. If we don't realize this about ourselves, we're never going to change. You see, we don't choose the people that we are going to be living our lives with. You know, like when you choose a partner, do you ask yourself, who is kind? Who is good? Who is a good person? Is that really what you ask yourself? Or it's all about feelings? So as a woman, you see a guy, he hasn't shown you that he's good. He hasn't shown you that he has good intentions, but you like him. So because of that, you treat him well. You find yourself treating him better than... That's the reason why girls friend zone good guys. Like, okay, there's a guy who has good intentions, who listens to you, who's there for you when you have problems, but you have zero feelings for him. You see? So that's how life works here. We worship power. You worship God, not because God is good, but you feel that he's good because of how you feel about him. You see, the same way that when you're attracted to a person, you feel as if that person is good, not because they are. You see? So your own feelings cloud judgment. So human beings don't even realize that. Like, the only reason why you think that the creator of this realm is good is because you feel that he is powerful. So if he's powerful, and he can make your life better, so you must think that he's good. You see, power doesn't automatically mean that you're good. Like, having power doesn't automatically mean that you're good. Having power doesn't automatically mean that you're going to do the right thing. Having power doesn't automatically mean that you're intelligent. There are a lot of people who are able to invent things here. The Elon Musk of this society. But there are a lot of... We've heard Elon say a lot of things that don't really make sense. Like, the guy is intelligent, but sometimes he does say things and you'll be like, okay, that's questionable, you know? So imagine if Elon Musk created a simulation. It doesn't mean that that simulation will be ideal because it's Elon Musk who created it. No, he just has the power to do these things, but it doesn't automatically mean that he's gonna like create something that is perfect. You see? So if there was a God who created this realm, it wouldn't mean that he's perfect. It will be possible that he will be wrong about some things. He's just powerful. So being powerful doesn't automatically mean that you are right. Doesn't automatically mean that you are very intelligent. It's funny when you pay close attention to people who are religious, because you think they're following their gods because these gods are loving. These gods are, they have the best interest of humanity. They care. They truly care about humanity. But when you listen to them pray, when you listen to them talk about their gods, you're like, oh, so these people are not even following their gods because their gods are right, because their gods are good. Like, it had nothing to do with that. It had everything to do with power. They believe their God is powerful, so that's why they're following their God. That's it. So even when they believe that their gods are doing things that are actually harmful, they do not blame their gods, you see? When bad things happen in this world, who do Christians, who do Muslims blame? The devil, not God. No one is going to be like, okay, it's God. It's God. There was an earthquake in China because of God. I mean, God had the power to stop it, so he allowed it to happen. They would rather say that he had his reasons. Like, you can never be wrong, right? He could do whatever, bruh. You could do whatever, and I mean whatever, like whatever you could think of. God can do whatever horrible thing that you can think of, and they will say that he has a good reason. So he's immune to blame, basically. Like, you can't blame him. People would rather blame themselves. But, I'm suffering because I don't believe in you enough. I don't have enough faith. No, I'm suffering because of karma. I didn't give that homeless guy 2 rent, so that's why I'm suffering. Yeah, I'm suffering because this week I didn't go to church. I'm suffering because I didn't pass the message to 20 people. This WhatsApp message is like, you receive a message on WhatsApp and they say, if you don't share this message with 10 people, then things are going to go bad in your life. And you're like, okay, this is nonsense. And then things start going bad in your life, and now you start to think, hey, maybe it's... But that's the thing, though. We never hold God accountable. The gods that we believe in, we don't hold them accountable. Whatever they say goes. Whatever they say is right is right. Whatever they say is wrong is wrong. They can say that you should never talk to Benedictine ever again. And people will be like, oh, yeah, it's a sin to talk to Benedictine. Like, they could say whatever. Never look up again. It's a sin to look up. Never love anyone. It's a sin to love. Like, they could, you know what I'm saying? They could make people do anything, believing that they're doing the right thing because it's their gods who are telling them to do these things, and that's very dangerous. You see? So everything that is good, that's associated with God. When good things happen in our lives, you're like, oh, it's God. When bad things happen in our lives, you say, oh, it's the devil. You read the Bible. The devil has not killed that many people. He has done horrible things, but God has done more horrible things than the devil. He killed a lot of people. He made a lot of people suffer in the Bible. But when he makes people suffer, we don't say he's evil. We say he has good intentions. When devil does, even if the devil does something good, I mean, think about it. Devil gave Eve whatever he gave her. I'm not sure if it was a fruit, whatever it was. Some people will say, it's just sex, blah, blah, blah. Like, all of it doesn't even make sense. And, yeah, you can interpret it the way that you interpret it. But what he told Eve was that she was going to know the difference between right and wrong, and God doesn't want her to know anything. He doesn't want her and her man to know anything. They're going to have knowledge. And he didn't lie. But God is like, no, I'm mad. Like, he wants to control. So if you want to be free, you don't want something to have power over you as a conscious being, because, well, you're conscious. You're not a robot. You are a conscious being. You shouldn't feel bad. People will gaslight you in this society, bruh, for wanting to be free. Like, there is something wrong with being free. Like, you mustn't be free. There's something wrong with you being free, doing your own thing, focusing on you. Society will make you believe that. And if you don't pay close attention, you will end up like everyone else. I do believe that if we are honest, we can't blame those who are asking questions, those who are trying to think rationally, those who ask themselves what is right and what is wrong. Like, it wouldn't make any sense to blame them. You can't blame a person for not agreeing with your God, since it's a person who's sentient and who have their own values. There are people in this realm who value autonomy, who think that autonomy is important. You can't blame them and say they must be like you. They must give their lives to God. I don't know what's I don't know what's happening. Maybe whatever created this is mad at me. Like, yo, this guy is dropping bombs now. Who knows? But we need to be as honest as possible. A lot of people do not actually tell us how they feel. They tell us what they think is okay to say. I don't know if you've realized that. Like, a lot of people are not real. Like, being real is taboo. There are things that you're not supposed to say, even if these things are actually true. You think speaking the truth is considered a good thing. You know, people will encourage you to speak the truth, but when you actually do speak the truth, they will be mad at you. They will gaslight you. They will judge you. Like, oh, you spoke the truth. Okay, now I'll never talk to you again because you spoke the truth. It's like, you just have to tell people what you think they want to hear, and that's it. Like, if you want your relationships to work, you tell people what you think they want to hear. And a lot of people have found success doing that, telling people what they think they want to hear. There are a lot of YouTubers, a lot of TikTokers who do that. When you watch the videos, they're just telling people what they want to hear. TikTokers and YouTubers who want to make women feel good, they say whatever to make them feel good. You know, people like Steve Harvey, for an example, not holding women accountable. You know, female YouTubers talking to men and they want them to feel good. You find that they have an audience of men who want to feel good all the time. Like, okay, if I want to feel good, if I don't want to feel to be held accountable, I should just listen to this person. You know, this person is gonna make me feel good. You know, so they make a lot of money by making people feel good, not by telling people the truth. See, if you want to lose your woman, tell her the truth, man, my friend. Tell her the truth right now. Tell her how you really feel. If she's screwing up, tell her. Hold her accountable. Chances are you probably going to lose her. She's going to lose attraction. Like, she want to hear good things, you know. She wants to be told that she's beautiful all the time, and that's good. She wants to be told that she's right all the time. You know, you ask men, how did you make your marriage work? And be like, yeah, well, by making my woman feel like she's right all the time, not disagreeing with my woman. She's right even when she's wrong. You see, people are loved by society when they tell people what they think these people want to hear, not when they actually speak the truth. Truth make people feel uncomfortable. There are a lot of people who hate you just because you told them the truth. They'll never forgive you, actually. You think they will forgive, but they'll never forgive you just because you told them the truth. You see, everyone is acting. So once you remind everyone that no, you are living a lie, they start to hate you. They look at you and they feel like you are a bad person just because you are showing them the truth. So just because people act like this world is making sense doesn't mean that they actually think that this world is making sense. It's just that we've created a society where truth is not, where truth is actually, where is actually a bad thing, right? Where it's all about charisma. It's all about making people feel good. That's it. It's all about seduction, basically. So it sucks because of that. There are things that are not okay to say. You can't win an award and say, I'm not thanking God, I'm the one who worked hard. So I thank myself for my hard work. People will start booing, but it's what you think. You can't stand at an award show and say you don't believe in God. Like, you just figure out what is good to say. I want to thank God. Someone like Papa will be like, yeah, I want to thank God. But then he doesn't even act like he believes in God. You're like, you want to thank which God, my dude? So we've been living a lie as a collective. That's why when people speak the truth, we judge them. You see, society is so powerful that anything that society makes to be true is true. Society chooses who's right and who's wrong. What's right, what is wrong, what should be valued, what shouldn't be valued. So if society says you are bad if you don't believe in God, like being an atheist, that you're automatically judged. Like, oh, you're an atheist, what's wrong with you? You think God is bad, what's wrong with you? If a disaster happened, you can't go on national television and say something like, yeah, God must be horrible, man. Like, look, why did that earthquake happen? A lot of children died. We're talking innocent children here. So it makes sense to think that he's bad, because why would he even allow that to happen in the first place? What was the point, and what is society going to benefit from what happened? Why were those children born so that they can die? Where's the beauty in that? There are a lot of horrible things that are happening in this world that we're not even being honest about, because we want to pretend as if everything is okay. We want to pretend as if this world is friendly. If we want to be liked by people, we must make them believe that we believe that this world is friendly. Right? That's it. You make people believe that you believe that this world is friendly, and they're going to like you. They're going to think that you're sane. They're going to think that you're right. They're going to think that there's nothing wrong with you because you think like everyone else, But if you say, hey, I'm not sure if the God that created this has our best interest at heart. I mean, look at how horrible this place is. Let's not pretend as if this place is not horrible. It is. I can see that it is horrible, but why are we telling ourselves that it is not, even if the evidence is around us. Like, we can see that this place is horrible. Like, what do we want to see to finally admit that this is horrible? Like, what do we want to see? What do we actually want to see? We don't have the answers. Ask yourself that question. Why do we not have the answers? Like, every day is like the same, and you're not really being given like answers. But oh no, we're being given answers. Like, not really. You just figure things out on your own. And some people don't even ask questions. Those who don't ask questions are against those who do ask questions. So if you do ask questions, they'll say, oh, you're not intelligent enough to understand the truth. You could never judge God because God is above. Like, just because someone is powerful doesn't mean they're right. There are a lot of millionaires in this world. They're really powerful. They can do a lot of things that I cannot do. But it doesn't mean they're right. It doesn't mean that whatever I say that they don't agree with is not true. It just means that they're powerful, because they are powerful. There are humans who worship power in this realm, and they think they're right for worshiping power. There are humans who don't worship power, they worship truth. Like, okay, what is real? What is fair? What is right? What makes sense? Yes, this person is powerful. Yes, this person is a king. Yes, if they have a lot of power. Yes, they can kill me if they wanted to. But I don't think they're right. This reminds me of the series Game of Thrones. There's this guy that everyone liked. He was immediate, very intelligent. He always stood up for the truth. Like, he didn't just respect someone because that person was powerful. No. He respected people because they had enough wisdom to actually be able to see things as they are. Those are the people that he actually respected. So are you going to be a person who worships those who are in power? But like, yeah, you're powerful, so I worship you. You're going to kiss ass, basically. Or if a person, no matter how powerful they are, if they're wrong, no matter how you're benefiting from them, you're going to be like, okay, I think you're wrong. Even if it means that you'll stop benefiting, it's fine. But why lie? Why pretend as if someone is good just because you're benefiting from them? You must be honest with yourself. If you don't think that someone is good, you don't think that they are good. If I don't think that whatever created this is good, I don't think that it is. I shouldn't be like, okay, I must pretend as if I think it's good because, well, if I don't think that it's good, maybe it's going to punish me. Even if it does punish me, even if one day I decide to lie because it's punishing me, it doesn't mean that I think that it's good. It would just mean that I'm like, okay, fine, I don't have power here, so what do I do? It's like if you force a person to do something by beating them. Gets to a point where they end up doing it, but they're not doing it because they want to do it. They're not doing it because they think it makes sense to do it. They're only doing it because, well, they're in pain and they don't want to feel pain anymore. So they're like, you know what, I'm gonna do what I'm being told that I must do so that I don't feel pain. A lot of people who believe that God is good, whatever created this is good, they only believe that because they're afraid, because of fear. No one wants to suffer. I do not know a person who wants to suffer in this realm. What I know is that we spend our lives trying to avoid suffering. Like, everyone they're trying to avoid suffering. There isn't a person who's like, yeah, I just want to suffer. You look at someone like David Goggins, he would run for days. And you think, he just wants to suffer because that's not easy. No, he is doing that so that his life will be easy, right? He's doing that so that he will make some money. He's doing that so that he will be healthy. He's doing that so that he will be in shape, so that he will keep on training people. So he's doing that because he is trying to avoid suffering. So no one actually wants to suffer in this realm. And people end up doing whatever, even compromising their beliefs so that they can prevent suffering. I remember I was debating with this other Christian the other day. I was like, if God lost all his powers, like seriously, like you believe in God, you believe that God is real. If he lost all his powers, do you believe that you would worship him? She was like, yes. And I was like, look at the kind of guy that you're dating. She's dating this guy, he has money, she's beautiful. She's dating this guy who has a lot of money, who's very attractive. I was like, how many guys have approached you before you got this guy? And why didn't you want to be in their lives? Well, I just didn't love them. I'm like, no. The truth is, you want him because he has money, he looks good, he's charismatic, the same way that you love God. You see, if your guy lost everything, bruh, he became like these guys that you rejected, you wouldn't be in his, you know what I'm saying? So if God lost all his powers and he fell down, like, you know, and we all knew, and the devil gained power, people will be siding with the devil. Like, yeah, but this guy was right all along. You know, I mean, he stood up against God because he realized that God was wrong. So now, you know what I mean? Like, we need to know ourselves. We actually need to know ourselves. We need to understand ourselves. We need to understand our intentions. We need to understand why we feel the way that we feel about some people, the way that we feel about the world, the way that we feel about reality. We mustn't be delusional, because that doesn't help. Me pretending as if I believe in something because it's what's making sense, even if it doesn't actually make sense. I believe in it because of fear. That doesn't help. I mustn't lie to myself. I must be honest. You know, the only way to create a world that makes sense is through honesty, through intellectual honesty, is to choose love over fear, choose truth over lies, even if we are benefiting from the lies. There are things that we know that are not true. I often tell people that a lot of people who are religious don't really believe in their religions. They just pretend as if they do. It's like when we're young, we'd play games where we'll be pretending, like maybe you're pretending that you are a cop, right? You know, you want to be in character, you want to stay in character. So it's kind of like the same thing, but when serious things happen, you're not going to play that character anymore. You know what I'm saying? You're not a cop anymore. When your dad shows up and he's like, oh, I told you guys to not, you're not a cop anymore. You're not as tough as you are anymore. Huh? When people who are religious get sick, they go to hospital. Like, oh yeah, it's God. You know, God created doctors and created a hospital. No. Your God said you must pray. There's no need for doctors. He said you must pray. So you know deep down that all of it is not real, but you're just playing a role. You see? You're just trying to remain in character, but when things get really serious and you need real solutions, then you're gonna seek real solutions. You're not gonna kneel down and pray. I mean, you will, but you know that it's not gonna work, so you will also seek real solutions. So you'll try to stay in character while seeking real solutions. And then after getting help, you like real help, you're gonna go back to church and thank God. Have you ever helped someone who's deeply religious and they thank God? You're like, dude, I'm the one who helped you. It's not God. I helped you. And you thanking God? It's like, what the hell? Some people think like that. Everything good that happens is God. So that is why a lot of people think that God is good. Like they even sing that. Like, and the reason why people will even sing that is it's so that they can actually believe it. Like they can brainwash themselves. Like God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. It's like, why do you even have to say that? If someone is good, you don't even have to say that. You can just like say they're good, and explain why you think they're good, right? So, honesty is important. There's nothing beautiful about living a lie. I don't like people who lie. So I'm asking you a question. Do you truly feel like you are in a friendly universe? Bruh, like, do you genuinely feel? You see those birds, they eat worms. So we're talking about worms that wants to continue to exist, that are interested in existence because, well, they were born, and once people are born, they find themselves interested in existing and having good lives. If they find themselves not wanting to exist anymore, it's because they will have suffered a lot. But then a person who's truly enjoying life won't even, want it to end. So we're talking about a world where sentient beings have predators. They have natural predators, and they have to protect themselves. Like, we always have to be living in fear. What's the point, in your opinion? Why wouldn't the world be different? Why wouldn't the world be full of love, right? Full of happiness. You find that people are happy, people are actually enjoying their lives. This is actually making sense to everyone. Why wouldn't things be like that? And if we wanted to struggle, we'll just create competitions where we struggle. I love boxing. Good, beautiful, I love snooker, challenging one another. That will be fun. Some people will be like, no, it won't be fun if, things were fair, if people were happy. No, it will be fun, I'm telling you. People will just create games. People love playing games. But if they don't even have time to actually play games, they don't even have time to have fun because they're in a realm that doesn't allow that. So now they are suffering. That can't be good. That can't be okay. That can't be right. Do we blame them? Like, oh, it's your fault. Do you blame the baby that's being born right now for how they're going to be, rather than blaming the world? Remember, human beings are programmable, right? So if I'm born in a world that's programming me to be selfish, if I'm born in a world that's programming me to be ignorant, if I was born in a world that's programming me to only think for myself and not for others, to not care how my actions are affecting others, am I the one to blame? Think of the people who are religious but who don't believe in your religion. Do you really blame them? What do they know? They only know what they were taught. People know what they were taught. So there needs to be honesty when we deal with issues of life, rather than us brainwashing ourselves into believing things that don't even make sense. Everything tells us that whatever created this didn't have our best interest at heart. Everything tells us that we're prisoners. Everything tells us that we're slaves. We're not really free. We just want to be free so bad that we now starting to believe that we are. You see? And those who have more power than us want us to believe that. So why wouldn't they want us to believe that? It's in their best interest to make us believe that they care about us and they that we are free. You know what true freedom will be like? Have you ever tried to imagine a world where sentient beings were actually free? Is this the world that you'd imagine? Intellectual honesty is important when we are dealing with the issues of life, man. We shouldn't just believe things because it's normal to believe these things. It's cool to believe these things. We're not going to be judged for believing these things. We will be loved for believing these things. We must believe things because, well, it makes sense. These things that we believe actually make sense. Because not everything makes sense. So no matter what created this, it doesn't seem like it had our best interest at heart. It doesn't seem like it created this out of love. Like, yo, man, I'm creating this realm so that sentient beings will enjoy themselves, bruh. Like, they will be free. No. It created everything and limited everything and made sure that everything has to be against each other, basically, like, so that there won't be peace, right? There is no world where there's only rabbits and they eat grass and there's always grass that's growing. Where there's lions, but they don't have to kill other animals. No. It's only them and they don't have predators and they're having fun. Like, it was never about us having fun, bruh. And it should be obvious. It was never about people having fun, enjoying their lives. It was about them being used. That's why Gnostics believe that we are being used for energy. Because it makes sense. It's like, what the heck is this and what is it really about? Thank you all guys for watching until the end. Like the video, share the video, tell me what you think about the video. Thank you all.